Okay, so I'm going to piggyback right off of that last video that I made. If you want to go look at it, it's a short called The Questions We Ask Are Crucial, #God. This is just going to be a little part 2. So pretend like you have your graph. You've already done your graph and you know exactly where all your time is going. Okay, maybe you sleep for 6 hours. Maybe you're sleeping for 10 or 12. You're really depressed. You don't know how to get out of that. A good question you can ask is, what will it take for me to heal my depression or get out? You know, we can always ask a question in relation to the problems in our lives. And if we keep asking questions, it's so cool because the human brain will work tirelessly in order to solve that for you, solve the issue. And if you try to solve those issues with God, it's like, that's when miracles happen. Okay. So pretend like you have your graph and you know exactly where all your time is going. Okay. Now you need to make a second graph. You need to make a second graph and you need to picture that this is like your perfect day. You need to ask yourself, like, what, and I'm gonna have to make a longer video on that one, but imagine what your perfect day would be like in order for this graph. And the question with this graph, okay, you have the first graph. Now you have the second one. What would your perfect day look like that would glorify God and the calling on your life? And you might need to sit with that for a long time. That might need to be like a day or two. That might need to be a couple hours of meditation. That might be a lot of prayer. That might need to be some studies. That might need to be a couple weeks of you figuring out who you are. It takes a long time to figure out who you are, but if you diligently seek the calling on your life and you diligently seek God to clarify what that is in your life, He will bring clarity to you. I promise. He's brought it into my life. He has turned my life upside down. I'm a completely different person, but the thing is that I'm right back to who I used to be. I'm back home to who God made me to be. And it took a lot of time and a lot of refinement and a lot of healing. But ask yourself, what would my perfect day look like where all your time would be used effectively that would glorify God and the calling on my life? And then write that out. And I want you to live that day. You need to live that day. You need to know what it feels like. You have to be that person. You at least need to know that you can be that person, because you can. God wouldn't put that calling on your life if you weren't meant to fulfill it. I promise you. I promise you through these tired eyes. I promise you. God loves you.